The billion-dollar Barclays Center opened in Brooklyn nearly 2 years ago to much acclaim. But since then, not one of the affordable housing units promised as part of the development deal has been built. Well, neighborhood groups were threatening to sue. Now, though, there is an accelerated plan that puts affordable housing on the front burner, promising more than 2,000 apartments 10 years ahead of the current schedule. Here today to talk about the specifics of that deal and why this is so important for the community, Michelle De La Hoz, the Executive Director of Fifth Avenue Committee, and Marjana Jones, former organizing coordinator for Brown Community Development Corporation. Thank you both for being with us. Now, your groups are all part of a coalition of groups called Brooklyn Speaks.
That's right.
And as you pointed out to me, you have been on the case when it comes to Barclays Center and how it affects that community for years now, since the very beginning. Why don't we run down this current deal and why it is so important. Now, the original deal, I think, said that this housing, a certain amount of housing needed to be in place by 2035. That's a long way out.
Yeah, so when the deal was first approved by the state of New York, so this is a deal that involves Forest City Ratner Companies and Empire State Development Corporation, which is acting on behalf of the state, on behalf of taxpayers. And the original plan was approved in 2006 to create not only the arena, but 6,400 total units of housing, 2,250 of which are 35% affordable housing. By 2016 was the original plan. Then in 2009 that got modified and the end date got pushed out to 2035, which, considering the dramatic changes in the communities surrounding the project, really meant that affordable housing was that was promised was going to be delayed. And meanwhile, gentrification and displacement pressures have been, are really on steroids.
Which means a lot of people that are already in the neighborhood would never even benefit from this.
Exactly.
And I know several groups were banding together to say not good enough and planning to file suit.
That's right.
Because of the matter. And the feeling seems to be that because of that, a large part because of that, the developers got on the stick and decided that they had to come up with a better deal and move faster. Right?
Yeah, definitely. We were given these promises in late 2009, and I would add that the agreement that was cobbled together in 2009 did not include the community at all. It didn't even include the groups that had signed on to the community benefits agreement. It was solely between the developer and the state in 2009. And so because of the impacts, like many of us in the African American community would not be able to take advantage of the housing that was promised to community boards 2, 3, 6, and 8, because so many would have been pushed out because of gentrification. And just with the rate of it, the way that it's going in Brooklyn, it was just very upsetting to us that they got public dollars to provide this housing, to provide these jobs, and those promises weren't being met. And so we were demanding accountability for years. We were demanding oversight. And to a large extent, we were not being heard until we were like, well, our hands are tied and we're going to use every strategy possible. And so that's when we started to talk about the lawsuit.
So let's talk, go ahead, you wanted to add.
Well, I just wanted to add that I think the threat of the lawsuit, it was a fair housing lawsuit, really based in a civil rights claim that we were prepared to file under. And it really looked at the disparate impact of the delay on the African American community in the areas in Brooklyn immediately surrounding the project.
And when you look at what the demographic shift, it's already started.
Absolutely.
And in out, I mean, right now, what is it? About 59%, 52% African American?
It was 59% back in 1990, and then we projected with an expert's assistance that by 2035 that percentage would be closer to 15%.
If nothing was done to guarantee there was more affordable housing in place. So let's talk about this current deal, because it is pretty impressive.
Yes. So I think it has a couple different components of things that the community has really been crying out for from the beginning of the project, and that is acceleration of the provision of the affordable housing and the accountability that Marjana mentioned. So on the acceleration piece, all 2,250 units have to be built by 2025, 10 years ahead of what the most recent approval was.
Okay.
And if the developer doesn't meet that timetable, then there are pretty stiff financial penalties. in the tunes of millions and millions of dollars. In addition to that, 590 units minimally of affordable housing have to begin construction in the next 12 months.
Yes, and some of that should start before December.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay.
One building by December of this year, and then the second building by June of next year.
Okay. When you start talking about access to affordable housing, you know, there's a whole series of steps you need to take to see whether or not you're eligible.
Yes.
And I know that you guys are helping folks with that. There are going to be some classes, I understand, over the next year or so.
Exactly.
And where can people find out information about those?
Sure, in a couple different places. So the affordable units at Atlantic Yards aren't the only affordable units that are coming online in the immediate neighborhood. The area, downtown Brooklyn was rezoned in 2004, and with that came a whole host of new housing that's being built, including a bunch of new affordable units. About 1,100 units are coming online in the next 2 years alone. And so Fifth Avenue Committee, along with a number of other community-based organizations and with the assistance of Brown Memorial Baptist Church, are hosting pre-lottery preparation seminars because the demand for affordable housing so far outstrips supply that people really need to prepare. They need to get their credit in order. They need to understand how they need to get their financial house in order so they don't, they really increase their chances if
being eligible.
Exactly.
Yeah, and have every opportunity. And if they go to your
BrooklynSpeaks.net will have information on their website. Fifth Avenue Committee will have information on our website.
Okay, and we're also going to, if you want to know a little bit more about the agreement itself, you can also go to either of those websites, but in addition, Atlantic Yards has the deal laid out so you can understand a little bit better. Before I let you, both of you go, just explain to folks, you know, why this is so important to the community, not really talking about the numbers, but just the quality of life, you know, the very character of a community.
What this deal means to, you know, folks on the ground, for people people in the community, is that it's not, you know, a magic bullet. It's not going to solve the housing crisis in itself, but it does give us access to affordable housing sooner than what the developer was, you know, trying to lay out initially. And it also gives us a seat at the table. You know, Michelle was describing what the oversight group is going to comprise of, you know, between the elected officials that get to appoint people and then with the groups that are signatories to the agreement, we have an opportunity to hold them to that. And another piece of it is that why this is different than the community benefits agreement is that the government is part of this agreement that we've done most recently. And that means this agreement has teeth and serious penalties. So we'll have access to the housing sooner, which is very important. We'll also have a, you know, seat at the table and our voices will be heard. And this is tremendously important to our communities.
Well, thank you both for being with us, and I expect that we're going to hear more about this as the project proceeds, as it's supposed to, or not.
Thank you very
both.
much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.